Today I'm going to talk about the number one secret in credit repair. It's not necessarily the most important, not necessarily the biggest secret. I'm just calling it number one because the next one I'm going to call number two. I'm Boiler Williams from Hitman Credit, and that's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, I believe that there are no secrets in the credit repair industry. There's two types of knowledge. There's knowledge by people that know what they're doing, that are professional, and then there's knowledge by people that have a YouTube channel, never done any of this, or they did it on their cousin one time, or they did it on themselves one time, but they're not really industry insiders. So there are very few secrets in this industry. So with that in mind, I'm going to call this secret number one, not because it's the most important, not because it's the most secret, but because it's the first one that I'm going to talk about. The first secret that I'm going to talk about is to handwrite your letters. So when you do a dispute letter, which I've described in other videos, when you go to do a dispute letter, handwrite it. So a long time ago, when I was starting my credit repair career, I got flown into a customer to do an IT audit for them. And what they were trying to do was analytics and decide which methods work better than other methods, which is kind of common in almost any industry. So I flew into their site and they wanted to know how they could get better analytics. Being a former IT guy, I was an IT guy at the time, but now I'm a former IT guy. I went on site, I looked at what they did. I wanted to figure out how they worked. So the first thing that I saw was there's a back room and they have people that are handwriting letters. They had people that would handwrite your dispute letters. So it was a credit repair company that was handwriting the dispute letters. So I asked them, why do you do it that way? And they told me that on the analytics that they had collected, that they were 56% more likely to have a successful dispute when they handwrote them. So that number is still more or less true from what I understand from my industry insiders. So this method of handwriting all your disputes is something that you want to try if you're struggling. Let's talk about why this works. Why would you handwrite it? So a lot of videos you'll see claim that the credit repair agencies, when they see it handwriting, that it handwritten, that it's more sincere. It really seems like it's coming from a person, etc., etc., etc. These are computer systems. They have absolutely no feelings. So when you type a letter and send it in, then it's scanned. It's called OCR, optical character recognition. So they scan it in, and then it's electronics, and there's no person that ever makes a decision. It's algorithms and analytics and all these things that go into their systems that make a decision. No human being ever sees your letter. But if you handwrite it, they can't scan it. It's not impossible to scan. They're getting better at it, but it's less likely that they can successfully scan it. So a person has to look at it. So that is the example of why you want to handwrite your letter. Another example, let's talk about this technology outside of credit repair. So if you send in a letter, if you send in a resume into a company that you want to work for, they will scan it and then it'll look for keywords. You know, for example, if it says that you have to have 7 years of HR experience, it'll figure out, the computer will figure out how many years of HR experience you have, and then it'll sort them, the resumes based upon who's qualified and who's not, based upon what the computer thinks. So companies have to do this because there's so much information that they get. So this optical character recognition is a common technology. It's used across many industries, and it affects how credit repair should be done. So when I went down and went to a customer site and looked at their systems, and I saw this back room full of people that were handwriting letters, that was years ago. So technology changes, things change. I wanted to find out, is that still true? So I have a friend that works at Experian in IT. So I called him and verified that they still scan these and that most of the letters that are handwritten are still read by a person. So that tells you that you should try handwriting them if you have the time. You know, a lot of the services that you sign up for will computer generate letters for you. So think about when you get credit repair help, think about whether they handwrite the letters or if it's just a computer program that just spits them out and they're almost all identical. So give that a great deal of consideration when you're thinking about your strategy for repairing your credit. I've just told you my number one credit repair secret. Arbitrarily number one, I've got others coming to you, but this is what I really wanted to do. I wanted to show you how handwriting your letters will help you. I wanted to explain why. A lot of people that explain these things don't tell you why because they don't know or they can't explain it. So I've tried my best to explain to you OCR and the computer systems behind it. I also would ask that you like my video and that you subscribe to my channel. Thanks.